Let's get into some college football. Boston College, lots of thoughts to get to there. Okay, so BC laying a lot of points as a favorite on the road at UMass, and I laid way too much money on it. Phil Jurkovec goes down first quarter. I mean, say goodbye to the bet. It was there. I mean, BC basically controlled the game, but it was an embarrassing win because, I mean, the win probability was high the entire game, but it was an embarrassing win because the defense did not play well back-to-back weeks. The penalties were very sloppy, very uncharacteristic of Jeff Hafley. He took accountability for it in his post-game comments and said he thought he had it fixed. He guesses that he does not. So I think Hafley's going to really work on the Temple week. We're going on the road to face Temple. More on that in a bit. But taking away from this 45-28 win over UMass, which is fine, backup quarterback gets in, gets out. We're still 2-0. I still have confidence this is an 11-1 team. Football Power Index on ESPN.com has them as a 9-3 team. That's a great second year for Jeff Hafley, and I think it's only going to be more dangerous if you have a healthy Phil Jurkovec. Still no word on Jurkovec's health. It's apparently a wrist injury, so he leaves in the first quarter. He's on the depth chart here on Monday, as of Monday, heading into a Saturday game. If you put a gun to my head right now, I would say he is not going to play. Now, Dennis Grosel, this guy is like a super senior. He's been the backup quarterback for Boston College forever. And he's great. My God, he's a great. I just realized my camera broke on my phone. He's a great quarterback. I mean, look at the stats against UMass. Look at he had a huge throw against Clemson in Death Valley last year. This guy can play. So I'm confident in Grosel if he does get the nod against Temple, which I think it is trending to. They should beat Temple, but this is Vegas giving them a lot of credit. 16.5 points on the road after BC just beat UMass by only 17. I don't know if I can lay that again. I mean, I will because it's BC. Probably not as much money because my confidence is not as high. The Temple, you should beat them with Grosel. Hopefully you get Jurkovec healthy for when Mizzou comes to town the week after, 2 weeks, and then you head to Clemson. So let's run through the schedule here for BC. You need a healthy Jurkovec if you want to go with my original prediction of 11-1, but I'm sticking with it for now. Clemson does not look as dominant in years past. 1-1. They're 0-2 against the number. They faced South Carolina State or Upstate, one of these cupcake programs, and they couldn't even cover against them. Temple looks okay. They beat Akron this weekend, fine, but they got destroyed by Rutgers. Now, Rutgers is 2-0, and they just beat an ACC opponent in Syracuse. So is Temple a little bit better than maybe I think? BC should beat them. I don't know if it'll be by 17, however. Mizzou, they failed to cover against Central Michigan. They failed to cover against Kentucky. They lose. 5.5-point dogs on the road in Lexington. They lose. I think BC and Mizzou are very similar teams. I think BC is going to win. I think they will be a little bit favored depending on what happens this week with both teams, but you need Jurkovec for that game to make me feel a little bit better. Let's see. Yes. BC, one of 5 undefeated teams left in the ACC. Okay, it's early. We'll see, but that's still good. NC State, we're going to face them off a bye. NC State just lost to a really kind of mediocre Mississippi State team on the road. Mississippi State nearly lost at home to Louisiana Tech in week 1. They bounced back and beat NC State. I think NC State's a little bit overrated. I think that's going to be possibly a win in the column for Boston College. How about Louisville then? They get destroyed by Ole Miss without a head coach. Then they come back and they fail to cover against Eastern Kentucky. Dub. Georgia Tech loses to Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois just lost to Wyoming the week after. Georgia Tech. Dub. Florida State. I told you. Under 5.5 wins. Florida State sucks. Any new coach that says, oh, this is the new guy, the new savior. No, Florida State they're almost cursed since Bobby Bowden, rest in peace, but since he left coaching, not left us. They just lost to an FCS school at home, Jacksonville State, and they lost on a Hail Mary. And it was like one of the worst defended Hail Marys I've ever seen. At home, you lose to Jacksonville State. Crazy. So FSU, dub. That's easy. Wake Forest 0-2 against the number despite being 2-0, and they've faced shit teams. Hard not to be confident as a BC fan, even though we did not perform well against UMass. We had injuries. Zay Flowers did return to this game after he left it too. So if Flowers and Jurkovec were out, that was going to be a disaster. Flowers returns, Jurkovec. We've got our fingers crossed, hoping for his health.